Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay. I was just looking at my recording time on the screen and it said 0 and then it went to 1 and then it went back to 0. So what we're starting with right now is the energy of moving forward but looking back, which is the characteristic flow of the way a retrograde works. And right now Chiron is in retrograde and is one of the most significant things that is happening for a lot of people right now. It's really affecting things. And it's part of the reason why I wanted to sit down and do this reading, because there are a lot of triggers and a lot of purges happening right now and have been for the last couple of days and will keep happening for the next little while. I'm not sure. I just heard 4 days, but it could be different for everyone. Just take it however it resonates for you. I'm just listening to the song real quick. It's like a prayer. Like a prayer. For some of you, this has to do with your Chiron being in the 12th house, I'm hearing. Has to do with religion and spirituality, and I don't know that much about astrology, but the only reason I know that right now is because I've been guided to be studying my chart all morning long and looking to see where the placements were, where my Chiron was, how that's affecting things, and then also where my moon sign and my Venus sign were, because they're telling me that the Chiron in retrograde is showing me evidence of the wound in me, the wounded healer in me, that are the things that are blocking me from attracting into my life what it is that I need and want and are naturally magnetized to, which is the Venus energy. Venus magnetizes the energy of that, the characteristics of the house and the sign and everything that it's in from the outside world to you. So it draws in, the energy of, whatever house it's in or whatever sign it's in, also whatever sign it's in, into you. Then it also magnetizes and draws out the characteristics and attributes of that house and sign from within you also. It's like that inner voice is calling to the outer elements, as within, so without, and the vibration of that is calling it to you. That's, amazing for everyone when you're in your light energy. But if you are in your shadow energy, you're drawing into you and magnetizing to you things that are keeping you from being your authentic self and keeping you from manifesting, and it's bringing in the shadow elements of that house and that sign that your Venus is in. And it's also drawing those out from within you. So then you are acting out in those ways as well. And you're wanting that to stop. You're wanting to move past that. You're wanting to put boundaries around that. You're wanting to stand up for yourself. And part of what's magnetizing that is the element of that shadow within you that is being stirred up by your Chiron wound and Chiron in retrograde right now, so that we can see where these patterns come from. Okay, that's what they're telling me right now. So if you don't know much about astrology, look up an astrologer. And I like to follow MJ at Soulful Revolution. Echo, turn it down. Echo, turn it down. Astrology is a major part of her readings, and it's just so helpful sometimes to connect in with that energy, and it tends to, so I've magnetized her readings towards me so that I can draw out the understanding of how the astrology applies to me. And nothing has ever really clicked for me before. It's always like Greek to me. But for some reason today, there's something in one of her readings that drew me to my chart. It was about the Chiron in retrograde, and drew me to my chart in order to look that up, to discover some things about myself and things that are coming up, and where it was in my chart and what it's causing right now. What is it that this retrograde is wanting me to look at about me, about patterns in my life, about the people in my life? that are possibly stopping me from magnetizing the things that I really want and need in my life. That's what they're telling me. Okay. So I was also talking to a friend of mine and this morning and I've been getting this feeling that something big is coming. I just feel it. It's kind of creeping forward, and it feels like a tower moment. It feels like there's a tower coming. And it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be life-changing. It doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be tumultuous and bad, but it is a big shift. It is a big change in your life. So there's something coming in that is creating a big change in your life. So I wanted to come on here and just kind of pull some cards to find out some more information about that and try to dig into maybe what that is for some of you in the collective and give you that information. That being said, I just wanted to let you guys know that this Thursday, July 22nd, I have a workshop that I'm doing in the evening, and I think it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to learn to read cards. It's a workshop where I teach people how to not only read cards, but to read the energy and to get a really good understanding of what it is that you're sensing when you're reading cards. You're actually reading the energy and sensing the energy through your psychic senses. And so how exactly are we doing that? How do we experience that? How do we process that? And when we're reading the cards, how can we tap into those senses in order to gain even more information from what is being revealed to you? So if you're interested in that, go over and book that. All the information for that is down in the box below. I only am opening it up to about 10 people. So go over and do that now. All right, let's pull some cards on this tower that we're talking about. And it's interesting because I just looked over and saw this rock that I have sitting here from this, looks like a tower, from the Glastonbury tour in England, one of the last times that I got it. I had buried it next to a lighthouse not far from me when I was doing some earthwork recently. Actually, in a couple of months where my person and I were in separation, actually. So I buried it next to the lighthouse there in order to call in the sacred masculine energy. And then I went back not long ago, maybe like 3-4 months after when I buried it in the first place. And I was doing some more work around the lighthouse, doing some earthwork in order to, and it was on 4th of July when I did it, actually. No, it wasn't. It was just before that. Doing some work to stop the inner struggle, to stop the fighting between the feminine and the masculine, her resisting him resisting her, those energies within us, and to make peace with the relationship and the connection and the partnership. And so as I was doing that work, I went around to where I had buried this rock in the first place to call in the sacred masculine energy. And it had raised itself from where I had buried it and was sitting right there on top of the earth. So it was like a little sign for me that he's here. So they're bringing that to my attention. So maybe there is a tower moment connected to that story for you in some kind of way. But we'll dig more into that just a little bit. Might be a big change because this masculine energy has shown up for you, or there is a masculine energy in your life that has shown up for you, or you are coming more into your masculine energy. And, it could be the same thing. It could be mirrored out, as within, so without. But especially if you are coming more into your masculine energy and really creating movement forward and trusting yourself and really doing inspired things that you have been thinking about, and finally you're just like, okay, I'm just going to start doing them. It I think is going to start to cause triggers in other people who are threatened by the way that you have come into your masculine energy, or they're jealous. I definitely have been feeling a little bit of competitive and like jealous energy in the field today. And it's kind of drawing those energies towards you in order to for you to see them. It's because you're coming more to masculine. It's because this masculine energy has moved into your field, and it's creating jealousy and competitiveness. I'm just listening to the song real quick. I do have my music on. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. And as I was meditating ahead of time, they told me to turn on the Madonna radio station. So that's what's on. Echo, turn it up. Echo, turn it up. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Echo, turn it down. This is like a real shift in your being. This is, not only a message from someone else that's in your field, but a message from you to you that no matter what you're going through, your soul, the depth of who you are, will always come back home again. You are always going to come back home to what's comfortable and what is feels free. That freedom that you feel inside, that warmth and that peace, if you can experience it for only just a second, that's home. That's your inner being. That is the true, authentic you. Come home to merge with you, even for just a split second, to give you this vibrational resonance of who you are and what energy to seek out. Some of you are seeking that energy outside of yourself. You are looking for that in another person. And when you're ready, when you are able to bring that back into yourself and see that about you and express the depth of who you are authentically, then it will draw in and be reflected in a person around you as well. And it may be that this other person that's in your field is kind of activating that within you and is being a catalyst to draw that energy out. So like I was just talking about that Venus energy, you have magnetized this kind of sacred masculine energy mirror partner in order to draw out that same energy from within you and vice versa. The purpose is not to draw them in order to have a connection. That is just a happy result of the way that vibration is coming out of you. So, but you sense this energy in your field, they sense this energy in their field, and they are magnetically drawn to it. So as it comes out from within them, it comes out from within you. They are magnetized together in order to mirror those things, but it's never going to meet there in the middle until you come to that understanding of those characteristics within yourself first. So that masculine energy or that feminine energy, you're not going to meet them on this, I just heard hallowed ground, sacred ground, until you're able to embody that for yourself. So the fact that you are creating action, you're doing some things that you have always wanted to do and or even just created movement in one tiny little thing. That movement, that action, whatever that was, is exactly what you were supposed to be doing. And that sacredness, that knowing, that confidence in yourself, trust in yourself, ripples out to your field around you. And unfortunately, it's going to cause triggers and it's going to cause the energies that are in your field that are distorted masculine energies and not in alignment with that higher vibrational frequency coming from you. All the energies that you have previously drawn into, magnetized into your field because of the distorted energies within you, those are going to be triggered. Those people, those situations, those are going to be triggered. And right now it's showing up as competitiveness and jealousy. And I say from distorted masculine energies, but that could also be from feminine or from women in your life too. So it could cause these women who are in distorted masculine energy themselves because they feel threatened by it, they feel jealous of it, they still are projecting and are external and can only see these things on the outside, and someone else having this thing or someone else doing this thing makes them jealous because that's what they want, and they're frustrated about why they can't have it or why they can't do it. And it's only because they are still external. They're still seeing it outside of themselves and not realizing that what they see in you, that movement that they, or the money or success or whatever it is that you have going on, they can't see that you are their mirror. That if they're noticing that in you, that is within, that coming from within them too, and that they have magnetized this successful situation in front of their faces so that they could see it inside themselves, but they're so protected and they have this Chiron wounded programming that that creates a competitive nature in them. For some of you, they're just reminding me that my Chiron is in my 4th house, which is all about home, your home of origin, your roots, where you come from, your family. And they just wanted me to point that out because just as an example for that, like they're telling me sibling rivalry. So like my sisters and I always had that competitive nature. We always had that kind of jealous, competitive. We all were neglected and really had this need for attention and to feel successful and to feel that someone else was proud of us. But it resulted in us being jealous of each other when they were in that energy instead of embracing it and being happy for them and blah, blah, blah. We were never taught how to do that. So that's an example of something that it may draw into your field is competitiveness from other divine feminines or even men who are in more feminine energy, but are appearing as distorted masculine. It's going to draw those people into your field. You're going to feel it. You're going to see it. Always bring it back into yourself. It is not about them. It is not about them. And if you're one of those people that feels that jealousy or that competitiveness right now, take all of what I just said. Take that inside of you, okay? It is not about that other person. But also, if you're noticing jealousy or competitiveness from someone else, just bring that back inside yourself and say, okay, is this showing me something about my Chiron wound? Am I noticing that because they're meant to mirror that for me so that I can heal, that the element of sibling rivalry that I had in the past and be able to trust myself and not seek outside attention, not seek outside approval. It may be that you're doing some things right now or tended to do certain things in the past in order to gain approval from other people. And it's okay. It's okay that you're seeing that and sensing that. Just don't blame other people. Bring that back into yourself and look at where your placement is and look to see what that is mirroring for you. Bring that into your own healing, okay? There's so many different layers to this right now, and the most important thing that you can do is bring it back into yourself again, okay? Whatever it is that you're noticing in other people is an external way of viewing your own inner world. So it's like a projection. You notice things about other people that you're unable to see in yourself, period. And that's how we are able to see the world that we're crafting. And if we don't like it, see the reasons why we have crafted this situation that we don't like. It is meant for lessons, and we're meant to really gain a lot of wisdom from this Chiron wound. And it's going to last a little while, but there's some really important knowledge that's clearing through, especially leading up to this Lionsgate portal, okay? That being said, the card that came out is New Beginnings. So everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. So you have a new energy in your field. And when I say energy, that could be another person, that could be a love interest, that could be a business partner, that could be all of the above. That could be someone that's already in your field showing up in a different way. It could be a lot of different things, but it is something new. It is a new opportunity, really is what it is. However it resonates for you, it is a new opportunity, and it is the start of a really abundant, sacred path. And it's what you've been asking for. So if you've been asking for flow and purpose-driven work, this is what is starting to be facilitated. This is what is now you have created this movement towards, and the ball is rolling, okay? If you're asking for a divine relationship, a companion that will support you and hold their own and do the work for themselves and just be a partner instead of, someone who needs their needs filled or reflects you needing your needs filled, a relationship that is based on complete sovereignty and freedom on both sides, but consciousness meeting in the middle for a united kind of connection. That really feels like what a lot of you are hoping for. I don't want someone that feels like they need to fix me anymore. And that is coming from your confidence and your desire to look back on everything that you have healed for yourself and really start to reap the rewards of that. That new beginning, all of the work that you have done and all of those different aspects of yourself that you've been healing, it's now time to kind of move forward and move out of this deeply healing journey and move into the manifesting and riding the wave of abundance and attraction, law of attraction, Venus energy. Right? Okay, so we asked the question though, what was this tower about? This tower moment is the fact that a new beginning is coming. With new beginnings, with beginnings come endings. With endings come new beginnings. So something has got to end first. Some sort of pattern in your life has to end first. And sensing this coming, sensing something new coming into your field is scary because there is an element of the past that needs to be released, and the old pattern of holding on really tightly as you felt things leaving your field before, the reason for that is coming up. Why do you hold on so tight when you feel like you're getting ready to lose something? Why do you hold on so tight? Your Chiron wound and placement is going to tell you that, so that you can see that pattern and move through the fear of that and release those old ways, those old patterns, so you really can move into this new opportunity, so you can take advantage of this new opportunity, so you can create this movement and start moving forward the way that you really want to, and move into the things that you've been asking for, the ideas, the visions that you've had of your life. Let's say you have a vision board and you've been trying to manifest these things, or you've always wanted to be this or do this, and you've come into the energy of just, okay, I want to focus on that now. I really want to focus on that, and I really deserve that, and I want to start bringing that into my life. All the ways that has been blocked before are starting to move out of the way. But it is going to cause a tower moment. So what is a tower moment, right? I think most of you guys know what the tower card is in the tarot, but a tower is about a life-changing event. So there's some sort of event that's going to happen that is going to shift things massively for you, for your internally. You're going to feel different about a situation. Something is going to happen and it's going to be like, no more. Nope, no more. And you're going to walk away from it. Or the energy inside of you is going to say, I do not want to be in this life that I have created for myself up until now because it's filled with lack and I need to do something about it. And this energy just comes over you and creates massive change in your life that is a little bit scary and triggers other people around you because you've decided to, just, let's say, up and move. I'm going to look for a place and I'm going to move next week, period. That's it. And it scares the other people around you. But you've decided to trust yourself and know that this is something that you have always wanted. I've been talking about it for a long time, and I've always considered everybody else's opinions and everybody else's judgments about how that decision would affect them. And I can't have all of that stuff come first anymore. I have to trust myself, and I need to be me. I need to be allowed to be me and free to be me, and you take advantage of that opportunity. For some of you, it's not quite as big as that. It's a small opportunity that comes in that you previously would have questioned yourself about. And for some of you, I just see there's a person in your life, some of you from your past, some of you, it's somebody new that you would be meeting, and they ask you for some kind of help, or they ask you out, or they ask you something that you normally would have said, oh, hell no, you're a stranger, I don't know you. Or it's someone from your past and you're just like, no, no, it just, if it had been supposed to have happened, then it would have back then, and just, I need to move forward, blah, blah, blah. There's something that you would have normally said no to before that you are going to decide, I'm just going to live right now. And right now I'm feeling yes. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to do. I'm just going to be in that masculine energy. I'm just going to do. I'm going to trust myself and I'm going to live right now. So, let's run away and get married. Or maybe not that extreme. But for some of you, it may be that. It may be that. Like, let's run away and get married. And it causes a huge tower moment in your life. It causes a huge change and the ripple effect of that. And everybody in your family is like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you kidding me? You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And you go with it. You roll with it. It's going to cause a tower moment, huge change in your life. And for a lot of people, your inner guide is drawing that in you, from within you. You're magnetizing that tower moment towards you. Some of you are not doing it consciously. And so when you see it coming, when it hits you, you're going to be surprised by it. You're going to be shocked by it. And it's going to feel really scary and like you didn't choose for that to happen or whatever. But your inner being did choose for that to happen. It's just that you've been desiring that from your subconscious place and you've drawn it to you. And you're creating that. You're creating that new beginning for yourself. Or you can consciously do it. Or if you are a conscious creator that is deciding to manifest things in your life, you've created your vision board, you have decided these are my desires, this is the feeling that I want to exude, this is the energy that I want to be in, I want to be myself. If you guys have not seen the live that I did yesterday on the 19th of July. I know it's very long, it looks very long, and a lot of times I won't watch readings that are that long, but it goes really fast and there's so much powerful energy that came from from me in the very beginning, I was channeling that coming from my experience and from things that I desire that I'm, wanting to create right now and like demanding of my life now. And then some really powerful messages that came out in the cards too. So if you have a little bit of time and you're walking around the house and doing house stuff and feel like listening to it, I really recommend that because there was some really amazing energy in that. That has a lot to do with what we're talking about here. Okay? For some of you, it's like, it's about fucking time. It's about time. It's about time. I really have a need to create something, to just do something. I just need to live. I just want to branch out. I just need to escape this kind of isolated prison that I'm in right now. This isolated place served its purpose to show you what you needed to know about why you tend to protect yourself from other people. There's an event that I think happened for you. For some of you, the Tower moment is going to be that event from the past is being revealed to you. And it's going to bring in so much understanding about the patterns in your life. They're just telling me to tell you to look at your Chiron, look at your Chiron, look at your Chiron, because we are stepping forward into this, I hear like golden age. Everybody talks about a golden age, but this golden energy of conscious manifestation. And we can witness the way that outside of us, we can witness the way that we're subconsciously manifesting the things that show up in our life that feel like lessons or look like something bad or feel like a really bad thing. And it's like, oh, why do these things always keep happening to me? The opportunity that's coming in for you is the realization that you can create your life, and that victim kind of mentality, we're going to call our power back from that victim mentality. You're going to realize that someone in your life has been mirroring that to you as well. When we step forward and we accept that experience empowered us, and we can send gratefulness to the way that it played out, we can remove the subconscious energy of that from creating these negative situations in our life and embrace them and react differently to them and witness and shift them. We can shift them. We can just be like, someone is coming in and trying to take control over you. They are exerting their power. They have seen you maybe step into your light and really do something for you that is about you moving forward. And this is for some people specifically. And they're jealous of it, or they don't like the way that your decision is going to affect them. And so they lash out at you. They dial up their narcissistic tendencies and try to demand and take control back. This is what I need from you, and because of your decision, I am the victim, and he needs to bring back this control again. And normally, because we're empathic and we're sensitive and we're loving and we're compassionate too, we worry about the way that our actions affect other people, and we dial ourselves back, or we say, I'm sorry for thinking of myself, or for, whatever it is, and you second guess yourself and you're in doubt because this energy has come at you and kind of attacked you. And you're going into protection mode instead of standing up for yourself and really trusting that, that's your energy, that's your deal. I still stand by my decision. The old pattern of having second guessed yourself is clearing through. And if you want that, if you want the ability to shift that situation and be able to stand in your power and not have their jealousy or their judgment or their triggers affect you. Look at your Chiron wound. Look at why those things have always affected you and made you cower in fear or shrink back down into victim mode again, and kind of disempower yourself and allow that control to kind of take over. Where were those boundaries not set for you, or where did you not learn to set those boundaries, or whatever it is. That's coming through. Life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. Like I was saying with that tower moment, the universe is, for some of you, is drawing in that tower moment, that big change, that situation, in order to facilitate this new path for you to steer yourself onto this new path. Okay? I'm just listening to see if there's anything else. I know it was only one card. Okay, so they also wanted me to point out, too, the fact that all of that information just came from all of the clues that are sitting around me. So I was talking about this this card reading, energy reading workshop that I'm going to do on Thursday. This is the way that I read cards and read energy and read what the message is in your field, in the collective field, what's important for us to see and sense and hone in on right now. So anything that stands out to me, not just the card and not just what's on the card, but anything that I'm drawn to. There was something in that song in the very first place that they're wanting me to go back to right now, actually, after I just explain this real quick. That was like a prayer. Everything that stands out to me, I know, is a message, and I'm drawn to it because I'm noticing something outside of myself, like we talked about before. I'm noticing something outside of myself that I can't or am sensing on the inside. So there's an energy in this that I was reading from earlier, that it drew me to, that was connective tissue, that was the same vibration as a message and an energy that I was sensing inside of me and in this collective. So the energy that I'm reading is coming from my psychic senses, from my sight, from my hearing, from all of these different things, and I have learned to hone them and piece them all together and trust that anything that stands out for me, I'm just going to lean into it, and I'm just going to talk about what's coming to my mind because of that, and not second guess myself, and with my core belief that if it stands out to me, there is a message in it, or if I'm noticing it, there's something in it, and I need to explore it, trusting that core belief, and that has really helped me to draw out the depth of my gifts and my ability to draw out all of these messages from just, everybody would say just this card. It was only one card, but it was a lot of different things. It was the music, it was that rock, it was something sitting over here, it was, which, set off and triggered into action all of my different senses to work together. And then I just allow it to flow. I allow all of them to work together. I don't overthink any of them, and I just channel. That's what I'm doing, really, is opening my channel to the messages within all of the energy that's present right now. So, and I trust, so that's where it goes back to the music, like a prayer. I trust my guidance. I trust the energies that guide my channeling, which is the energy of the Christ, the golden Christed energy. And I tap into the frequency of a group of beings called the Christed ones. That's how they have presented themselves to me, through me, from within me. And I trust them. I trust them implicitly, that I am I am connected to the important message that needs to be revealed right now. And that's what I do ahead of time, like a prayer. I sit and I meditate ahead of time. I set the intention that I just want to deliver the message that is most important for the collective to receive right now. So I set the intention, I connect with my guides, I connect with those beings, and like a prayer, I ask for divine guidance in delivering that message. So that's the way that everything is delivered and comes out of me and can come out of you as well. For some of you, you're experiencing the depth of your gifts and they are really overwhelming. Some of you are so tapped in and so connected to, and your gifts are expanding. You're tapping into energies around you that aren't yours without realizing they're not yours. And you're starting to kind of get overloaded with what it's drawing out in you and what it's activating in you because you're taking them on as your own. I just used the example, someone was supposed to do a healing for me today, and she woke up with a massive migraine. And I know from my own experience that when I do healings for people, or when I have sessions with them, or even just readings with them, I'm tapping into their energy. Their energy is making its way because of the intention that we set when we scheduled the appointment. Their energy has made their way into my field in preparation for me to read their energy. And sometimes I read it through my clairsentience, which is through my physical body. So there are some times where I will wake up in the energy of a client that I have that day. And it's not necessarily that it's just theirs. Their energy has tapped into a similar vibration within mine and activated it in order to, for me to get an understanding of their energy. For her, and this is something that I've noticed, it's something that happens all the time, it's not a coincidence, and when it happens to me, I'm able to separate from it a little bit because I'm like, oh, this is not normally me. I'm not normally like super organized and on schedule and needing to run here and here and here and getting all of these things checked off the list first thing in the morning. So I know when I'm doing that, I'm tapped into the energy of someone that's coming up. This is someone specifically that I had that exact same situation with. And I actually thanked her for it because I got so much stuff done, but that's not normally me. I have the ability in me, obviously, and she was drawing that out of me. But it was for me to get familiar with her energy that was coming into my field. So today, this healer, who just recently took my Reiki, my Holy Fire Reiki class, and is in the process of expanding into deeper gifts. The Reiki is kind of activating that for her. She was experiencing the migraines that I usually get. And she used to get them. She hasn't gotten them in a long time. So there's the vibrational frequency. There's the resonance with the energy that was in my field. But she was meant to experience that because my energy was coming into her realm in preparation for the session. It was so overwhelming for her, though, and it was, migraines are just debilitating sometimes, that we had to cancel the session, but it allowed me to show her how that works for her. Let her know that this is an experience that I have, and that's probably what's happening to you because the Holy Fire Reiki is expanding your clairsentience, and so you're sensing energy through your own body. And so she represented she was meant to be the healer that day, right? She represented the wounded healer. So she's in kind of Chiron energy right now. It's meant to be expansive when she can see where that taking on somebody else's energy for her comes from in her field, in her Chiron placement. She's going to be able to better merge in and out with other people's energies and protect her own energy without absorbing them so much. You can tone down the clairsentience and learn from it and really learn how she's experiencing these psychic senses and things like that. But it also gave me the ability to come in and help her with that and to be her healer at the time. Lloyd and I both actually came in and did a healing on her and brought in our kind of united energy to surround her field with this just really purple light. That's how I see it. So that's just one of the ways that some of you, your gifts are starting to emerge, especially if you've recently taken a Reiki class. I'm having solar plexus clearing right now. So if you're interested in learning more about how you process through energies like that, and even if you don't read cards, or even if you aren't a healer necessarily, or whatever it is, but you are sensitive, you're an empath, you have these gifts that you know of, there are ways that you can hone those gifts and understand how you're experiencing them and where that comes from and why it comes through like that. Take this workshop, okay? It's really going to help you to connect in with your own personal psychic senses. Everyone has them. So many people are affected by them and just don't realize that that's what's going on. We're starting to remove that victim mentality and having outside forces control us and bringing that back into ourselves and say, oh, well, I know what that is. I'm just sensing somebody else's energy because I'm sensitive in that way. And so I'm having this purging, or I'm having this this experience, or I'm hearing this ringing, or whatever it is, because of this other energy that's in my field. I can protect myself from that, or I can read into it, or I can choose to remove that, or, whatever it is, we give you the tools. This is one of the tools, is learning, knowledge, and really empowering yourself with knowledge about who you are, who you really are. Who are you in your most authentic place? You are very sensitive to energy. That's who you are. And we have been desensitized to those things because of the fear of the outside world, of what it means to be psychic, and all of the imprints of that. So bring it back in. Bring it back in. Who are you, though? You're dying to be you, authentically you. And I want to help try to teach you about that from my perspective of how I recognized who I am as this psychic, empathic, really, really energetically sensitive person, to be able to help you guys through some of these shifts that are going on, okay? All right, the link for that workshop is down in the box below. If you guys are wanting to book a session with me, if you need some guidance, if you want to dig more into what this tower moment is going to be for you personally, if you want to understand more about yourself or bring it back inside of you, please feel free to book a session with me. My website is under construction right now, but the link that you need to book my services is down in the box below. And hopefully I should have my website back up by either the end of this week or next week. But you're still able to book. Just go to there's a different link that's on there right now. Okay. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Talk to you soon.